again, gardening friends, and welcome to a very rainy and stormy day. So if you hear a rumbling in the background, you know what it is. Since I can't be out in the garden, I thought a good rainy day activity would be to organize my new seeds. Now, most of my new seeds came from Harris Seeds this year, and I'm growing quite a few new to me varieties. So I thought it would be fun to show you them. Now, since these are new to me, I don't have any pictures from my own garden to show you, but I'll be inserting some pictures from the Harris Seed website so you can see what they'll look like. Starting with the cool season crops, the first is an Ezpark MTO organic lettuce. Now, I've grown lettuce plenty of times before, but this is new to me because it's an easy leaf variety. So they're supposed to have very narrow attachments. So when you cut it off at the base, all the leaves just kind of fall apart, making it easier for harvest. And I'm all for more ease when it comes to gardening. So I'm really excited to try this one out. Next is this organic rainbow Swiss chard. I've actually never grown a Swiss chard before. I've grown plenty of other salad greens, but not this. So if you have never seen this, it has different colored stalks in, let's see, red, yellow, pink, and white. I saw this all over social media last year. I just thought it photographed so beautifully, and it's supposed to be really delicious too. Next is the Javelin Parsnip. This is an F1 hybrid, and this is new to me simply because I've never been able to get it to grow, which is sad because I love the taste of parsnips. I can grow carrots for days, but for whatever reason, I have trouble with parsnips. So we have some new fresh seed, and hopefully next year this will be a not new to me plant. Next, I have two new varieties of carrots. Like I said, I absolutely love growing carrots. They're one of my favorite things to grow, but I love trying new varieties. So I have the purple Haze carrot. This has a purple exterior and a bright orange interior, so they should be really pretty plated up. And then I also have organic Yellowstone carrots. I've never grown yellow carrots before, so I should have a really pretty looking harvest with the orange, the yellow, and the purple this year. Next, I have some organic Brussels sprouts. These are either the Dagan or Dagan. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but Brussels sprouts aren't technically a new to me plant. I have grown them before, but the timing is so important when growing Brussels sprouts, and our falls are just really, really unpredictable. So I've had not so great harvests before, but I've taken lots of notes in my garden journal over the past 2 years, so hopefully I'll get the timing right and the weather cooperates this year. Next, I have two varieties of cauliflower. I have tried cauliflower once before. It's another one that can be tricky for me. So I'm gonna be growing it in the fall along with my broccoli. So I have the Flamenco cauliflower. These have just a traditional white cauliflower. And then I have the Veronica cauliflower. This is an organic seed. And this is a Romanesco type of cauliflower, which I definitely have never tried before. So it has that really cool, just like shape to it. And it's supposed to be really delicious as well. Next is the ruby ball cabbage. This is a hybrid, and I grow lots of green cabbage, but I've never grown a red variety before. I'll probably plant this both spring and fall, and it's supposed to have 3 to 4 pound round heads, so pretty good size. So I think this will be a fun addition to the garden this year. Next is some organic cilantro. This is either Santo or Santo. I've grown cilantro plenty of times over the years, but we have very short springs and, like I said, very unpredictable falls. So cilantro tends to bolt very easily for me. So I wanted to try a slow bolting variety, and this one is supposed to be so fast growing yet remarkably slow bolting strain. So we'll see how well this does. Now moving into the warm season veggies, I have the Mad Hatter peppers, and this was a complete impulse buy simply because of the way they are shaped, which has this really just fun, whimsical shape to it. And these are supposed to have a citrusy floral flavor that remains sweet with just some mild heat near the seeds. So I am really excited to try these out. I've never grown anything like this before. Next is an organic Lunchbox pepper, and it's actually ironic because for someone who doesn't actually care for a lot of peppers, I grow a whole lot of them. So I do like jalapenos and I do like pickled banana peppers, but most of the peppers that I grow are for friends and family. But I'm trying to expand my horizons and see if I can find, especially like a sweet pepper that I like, since I'm not a huge fan of bell peppers. I know. But this one is supposed to be a very sweet snacking size pepper, so I think my kids might enjoy this one too. I grow quite a few varieties of hot peppers. My father and my nephew absolutely love them and love trying out new kinds, so I grow them mainly for them. And I have 3 new varieties that I'm trying out this year. So the first is a chocolate habanero. This is supposed to be popular in Caribbean cooking for making barbecue sauces and marinades, and they just have this really pretty dark, rich brown color. And just for simply being able to say that I have grown them before, I will be growing Trinidad Scorpion and Carolina Reaper peppers for my father and nephew this year. The Trinidad Scorpion has a Scoville rating of over 2 million, and then the Carolina Reaper is supposed to be the hottest pepper in the world, so at 1.5 to 2.2 million Scoville units. So I will not be trying these. I just like to gain some experience growing new things, and these will strictly be for those in my family that love punishing themselves, I guess. I'm trying 2 new varieties of tomatoes this year. Both of these are indeterminate tomatoes. The first is a striped German, and it's supposed to have this really pretty yellow, red, pink kind of marbling color to it. The second is an organic seed. This is orange jazz, and it's supposed to be a yellow-orange beefsteak style tomato with large fruit up to 1 pound. And it's supposed to have a hint of peach, which I'm excited about because my absolute favorite tomato to grow is a pineapple tomato. So if I have the pineapple-y tasting tomato and maybe a peachy tasting tomato, I think these would be perfect to use in something like a mango salsa. A new variety of cucumber I'm growing this year is Excelsior. This is an organic F1 hybrid seed, and it's new to me because it's parthenocarpic. So that means that it doesn't need pollination to grow. So this is great if you're growing in something like a high tunnel where insects aren't getting in. You can grow them outside. It's just that if they do get pollinated, then they could have seeds inside the fruit, which may or may not be a big deal for you. But this is a pickling variety. I love making homemade pickles every year, so I'm excited to try this out. Next is the Green Machine Zucchini. This is also an organic F1 hybrid, and the reason I chose this variety is because it has intermediate resistance to powdery mildew, which is a huge problem for me every year on my squash and cucumbers. I live in a hot, humid environment, and it's just perfect growing conditions for powdery mildew. So I'm hoping that this will be able to resist it a little bit, and then I'll be able to use less organic sprays to treat it. Next, I have the Xtra-Tender sweet corn. This is also organic seed, and it's a bicolor variety. I have grown corn before, but I haven't in the last few years just because it tends to take up so much space in the garden because of the amount that you need to plant to ensure good pollination. But we just installed a brand new in-ground bed this past fall. It should be ready for planting this summer, so I'm really excited to start growing corn again. And then I have a few new things that I'm growing in my cut flower garden this year, starting with Cardinal organic basil. Now, I grow basil every year for the herb. It's delicious. We love making things like pesto, but this is actually an ornamental basil. So it has dark green leaves and maroon colored rosettes at the top of each stem. So I think this will make a really pretty filler in some cut flower arrangements. And then I have 4 new types of zinnias I'm growing this year. Zinnias are my absolute favorite cut flower to grow. I love that they're easy to grow, they're beginner friendly, they're cut and come again, and they're long lasting in flower arrangements. So we have the Oklahoma Pink. This is a 1.5 to 2 inch semi-double to double bloom that are on tall, well-branched plants. Then we have the giant coral zinnia. This gets 3 to 4 inch flowers, and they're supposed to be almost dahlia-like in their blooms. And then I have one that I'm afraid I'm gonna butcher the name on. This is either Mazurkia or Mazurkia, and these are cherry red petals with white tips. And last, I have giant salmon rose. This is another one that has almost those dahlia-like blooms, and it has 3 to 4 inch flowers. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check back because I have other new varieties that I'll be trying out this year as well. Don't forget to check out my YouTube shorts as well as my other social media channels where I post short, easy to follow videos for beginner gardeners. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.